With the thousands and thousands of hours of ICT videos, as well as SMC concepts videos across YouTube, what are the best concepts that beginners, intermediates, and even advanced traders should use? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 3 ICT/SMT concepts that every single trader should know and that they can use to have much more success in the marketplace. With all the hours of videos, I'm going to make sure everything in this video is concise and to the point. Time is money, and at the end of the day, I understand that not everyone has the time to watch thousands and thousands of hours of videos. So I'm going to simplify the top 3 concepts that I personally have used to make well over 6 figures in payouts as well as personal accounts. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe as I post weekly uploads on this channel. As well, make sure to join my public Telegram of over 20,000 students who've come in, joined, learned, made some money off of my weekly outlooks and my additional videos that I post in that public Telegram. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into the video. We all been in that situation, right? Like we've watched all the SMC concepts, we watch ICT videos, and so many of us struggle with the idea of like, there's so much concepts out there. So I'm going to show you guys 3 that I think that every trader, especially if you're trading SMC/ICT, should know. And if you don't know this by now, or it's always been a little bit confusing, I'm going to simplify it for you guys today. So there are thousands and thousands of hours, obviously, of SMC/ICT content on YouTube. But again, guys, I'm here to save you. Let's talk about the most important concepts every SMC trader needs to know. There's 3 things I'm going to talk about. I think there's other concepts as well, so make sure to subscribe. I'll make more videos in regards to other important concepts. But here are the 3 that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Number 1, power of 3. Number 2, the Asia session range, and number 3, structural order flow. Now let's go ahead and talk about power of 3. Power of 3 is a very important concept. Understanding power of 3 is instrumental for every single SMC trader. This concept provides the ability of buying a bullish candle's low and selling a bearish candle's high. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the following illustration. So again, power of 3 is such a very, very simple concept. This candle right here can represent any time frame. Ideally, again, I use personally the daily and the weekly bars for the higher time frame moves. So again, if we're trying to anticipate this specific low, power of 3 helps us with this narrative, right? Because if there's an opening price, there's going to be a low, there's going to be a high, and there's going to be a close. Us using daily ranges, us using concepts to try to time this specific low is paramount, because we can look for this low in price when the narrative and when the context and variables are present. Again, our goal and objective is to be a buyer in here. This is where the second concept comes into play. So when on bullish days, we want to buy near the opening price or around the low. And even again, if it's a little bit before the expansion move, that's fine. But if we can anticipate this specific low in price, it gives us a potential narrative. So that leads us into the second concept, the Asia session range. Asia range, it sets the stage for the manipulation move to occur. Now, this is important to understand because it gives us a framework to enter when we're anticipating a bullish day. So let's go ahead and let's take a look. So Asia range right here is essentially rollover. So that's 5 p.m. Eastern time to midnight, 12 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll typically have the manipulation move, usually in London open. Sometimes it gets a little bit pushed into like the New York session as well, depending on the day and depending again what higher time frame levels we're trading at. Then we have the expansion after trapping traders on the wrong side of the move. The whole point sometimes of these false moves, especially when we get that AMD, is to place people on the wrong sides, and it's to engineer liquidity. Think of it on the downside here, how many people are possibly piling in short. A lot of people trade breakouts, so when market breaks back below a range, sometimes people will short. If price is sweeping a higher time frame liquidity, people are shorting that as well. So there's a lot of orders at these liquidity pool points. Now, once that happens, now everyone's placing their stops pretty much above the consolidation or above prior highs. And that's typically when the market makers will start to rally price and take out the opposing side. The manipulation move is what typically will form the low of the bullish wick. So let's take a look at some examples. Right here, we have a 15-minute chart, and this is the Asia session range low. We have a consolidation going into the London open. Notice how price, again, is dropping lower. Price is making lower lows right here, and we'll see how this plays out. Price then sweeps the liquidity from here, and then we start to see a bullish shift. Price then, again, starts to push up, and we see the expansion where, again, price takes out the liquidity above prior highs. And price also takes out the liquidity above the Asia session high. Ideally, for me personally, if you guys have watched any of my videos, especially in the public telegram, this is typically what I do. I want to see this type of price action, again, with other components, and I want to see the opposing side open. I talk about this concept very, very often, where if I'm looking for a long, I want to see the opposing side as well. This is something I've talked about in my public telegram as well as with my private students in my Train and Trade Academy. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to look into more and more examples. And not only that, we're going to see how the daily candle actually closed after we get that Asia session move. So we have the M15 chart here on the left side where we have the Asia session range. We see that price pushes up. Again, we see a little bit of a distribution move. Then we go into, this is right here is London close. And this here is New York open. Price wicks out one more time. More than likely some sort of news event on this day at 10 o'clock. And then price has a move lower, clearing the Asia session low. Again, guys, if you go in your charts, and you study just the Asia session range with no context, just as a back test, you'll see that this signature in price is there on a consistent basis. Now, obviously, there has to be variables in play. There has to be a reason why we're anticipating a bearish daily bar or a bullish one, depending on the day. But that gives us a framework for us to potentially trade. Now, if you guys want additional videos on this, make sure to let me know in the comment section, and I'll tell you guys the different variables I personally use and the variables that I talk in my Train and Trade Academy. So right here, we also have the daily candle. So this is how the daily candle forms. So this one ends up being a doji, but again, the low for us doesn't matter. We want to catch the expansion move lower, and then like if London close pushes up, and then we close near the opening price, that's fine. But the reality is that we're just trying to catch the meat of the move down here. All right, here's another chart where we have the M15 chart. We have the Asia session range. Price then takes out the liquidity from above, drops lower, market structure shift. Price comes up one more time, and then during London close, we see the sell-off. And when we look at the daily candle, look how the daily candle formed. It closed as a bearish candle. Now, it's very important for us to know on this daily bar. Notice how we have this fair value gap in here on the daily time frame. This is important because, as you guys know, I like to trade from one range to the next. So this could be a potential DOL, a draw on liquidity. If we understand there's a fair value gap that's present, we know, especially if this candle is a daily bar, we know that we can anticipate price coming into this fair value gap. That gives us a draw on liquidity if we're seeing bearish price action on the lower time frame. So again, we have the Asia session high, price sweeps it. Price then has a push lower structural shift in here. Price then comes in and retests, and then we get another confirmation in here when we form this bearish order block. Price retests that right here at this point during London close, sell off, and then we hit that fair value gap. When lower time frame order flow is one way, and then we also have the daily candle forming, and we know the daily candle may reach into a key level like this daily fair value gap, that gives us an indication of where we can look to take some profits. Okay, one more example. We have Asia session range. We have price manipulating in London. The low for the day forms at London open around 3 to 4 a.m. Eastern time. And then we see the price rally clearing the opposing end of the liquidity pool. If we look at the daily bar, how it closed, we swept multiple liquidity pools and we closed as a bullish engulfing, one of my favorite setups that you guys know. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the third important concept to this all is structural order flow. And we're going to look at an example and we're going to talk about what structural order flow actually means for me. Now, structural order flow allows us to get in sync with the marketplace. We ideally have to wait for price to show us signatures of price in our direction. This is what is known as displacement with structural impulses, just a fancy way of saying impulse legs with a fair value gap. When price is going lower, like in the Asian range example, right here on this down move, it's very difficult for us to be a buyer until things shift in price. That's why structural order flow is important. Just because we're bullish, are we going to be bullish in this scenario right here? Yeah, sure. Some people will like to buy the low, especially when time aligns within the price point, especially if this again is in line with a higher time frame level. So, however, the safer move is this, where price has a drop lower, we have that push up, and we start to see displacement, right? We have fair value gaps are forming. We have right here this order block, these consecutive down close candles before the push up. This could also theoretically be like a mitigation point. This could also theoretically be our mitigation point. And then we see price expand. right? And then price, as it expands and forms imbalances, price comes back, fills those fair value gaps. Price is respecting the order block. Look at how price is respecting it here. Price is pushing higher, coming down, push up, fair value gap. This is structural order flow, guys. Now, the good thing about this is you can actually use this kind of idea on a higher time frame as well, and then use this to support a narrative on the higher time frame. Nonetheless, I like to use this as a way to get into the marketplace once I see that the low is possibly formed and I know I have a potential higher time frame objective. Also, the benefit of understanding structural order flow. You guys know that I've talked about this a lot. This is what I consider the front side of the move, and this right here is what I consider the back side of the move. Meaning, you don't always have to be a buyer here because sometimes, and I'm going to show you guys an example, when this could be detrimental. Typically, it's easier to buy dips if you understand higher time frame narrative a little bit more, but more people are better off trying to get entries around here, try to get potential entries around here, trying to get entries around here, versus being the guy who's buying the front side of the move. Now, again, I'm not saying buying the front side is a bad thing, but it does come with a little bit more experience and a little bit more knowledge. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at an example of what I was referring to. Again, so we have the Asia session range consolidation. And this is why any concepts that I ever talk about on this channel, there has to be narrative and there has to be multiple things in confluence. So, for example, just because price drops lower to the Asia session range low, I'm not going to be a buyer just because it broke down below the low. There has to be a context behind the trade. And again, why is structural order flow important for me? Because again, let's just say there was some sort of level that I was trying to trade. Price breaks back below, right? Again, price has failed rallies, drop. Price fills bearish fair value gaps, drop. Price rallies during the New York Open. New York Open has liquidity pool sweep, and then we start to drive lower, London close, and we still drive lower. So order flow is just bearish. And essentially, order flow is just structure. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, but we just add the displacement element where we have fair value gaps, where price is retesting order blocks. So again, it's a very, very simple concept, but this can be used for us to frame our trades. And also it's easy for us to enter trades when we understand the narrative and we're just waiting for order flow to kind of confirm our bias. Now, if you guys want more videos like this with more examples and live trade breakdowns, make sure to subscribe and turn bell notifications on as well. Join the public Telegram for more video content. Typically during the week, I'll post like some weekly outlooks, and I'll also post examples of things that I'm talking about so you guys can learn and have additional videos to reference as the market trades and actually shows these setups in live conditions. Also, if you guys are new, make sure to check out all the other videos that I have on my channel, from daily bias videos to top-down analysis, and let me know in the comment section exactly what you guys want to see.